to have your own identity, to have people count with you, rather than just like be like this other guy that does the same thing as everybody else. Any other question? Do you want me to play another video? Have like a few others. I actually, any chance I get, earlier this year I produced a short film, which is a musical in space. It's about 10 minutes long. If you guys want to see it, we can play it. It's very unique. It's very, I can tell you've never seen anything like that. It's my biggest budget ever, which is 700 quid. But you'll be surprised what one can do with 700 quid and a lot of ideas and a blue screen in his living room. It has nothing to do with video games. That's the thing. Even though there's a 2 minutes animated bit in the middle that is somehow related to video game. But if you want to see that and maybe talk about it, it's very unique. It's a musical. It's in English. It's composed by some guy in LA. If you want to see it, I can bet that you've never seen anything like this. Do you want to watch it?
Yeah.
Okay. It's called Computer and Spaceman. I composed the music, Joseph Gang. He had everything composed like 2 years ago, something like that, and he just sent me the MP3s, and we kept listening to it, and we just fell in love with the story. Thanks, sir. No, well, that's totally fine. And basically, we just fell in love with the music, and images kept on coming and kept on coming. And at some point, I just wanted to do everything Star Trek style, but with dancing. And then my girlfriend would produce the animation that you've seen with the alien hamburger thing. She just wanted to do everything animated. And we're like, but that's gonna take like 2 years, something like that. Like animation is a very long and slow process. And when I saw the European Festival contest sponsored by Ridley Scott and Fassbender, the guy who played Magneto in the latest X-Men movie, he's also sponsoring that. And basically, I was like, okay, well, we got 2 months. It was like, what do you mean we got 2 months? We got 2 months to produce Computer and Spaceman. Let's do it. And so we produced this on our spare time, and we both work full time, and on our spare money. And we're pretty proud of the results. So I'm glad I hear some people laughing, especially at the end, I guess, because it's the climax. So it's made for that. It's just like, have you seen the Avengers? Like all the time you're waiting for the climax and you get it. That's pretty much the Avengers.
Just with a fraction of the budget.
It's even better than the Avengers. So there we go. So do you guys have any questions on either production work or how I got that gig on TV? It's not that long of a story anyway. We got about like 20 minutes left on this panel. I can show you like a little bit of I have like this 1 minute clip of before after shots of Computer and Spaceman. Basically, like you see me on the blue screen and then you see like all the effects. Do you guys want to see that? It's a bit of a featurette. It's really like literally I think a minute long because I don't like producing too much. And since I'm not Peter Jackson, I don't want to produce more bonus content than the actual movie. So the first scene, as you've seen, I guess some people understood that it was a tribute to Ed Wood's Plan 9 from Outer Space. That's why the spaceship's just a table with a bunch of oscilloscopes. But actually all the oscilloscopes, because let's remember it's a gaming panel. Can you guys name any of the hardware that's actually on the table?
One of them's a ZX Spectrum.
There's no ZX Spectrum here.
I thought there was ZX Spectrum. That's what he was playing on before.
Is that BBC Micro middle?
I hear a lot of stuff. Okay, this is an Amstrad CPC screen. But Amstrad, I guess, it wasn't as big in UK as it was in France because Amstrad was a French brand. Amstrad is basically like an NES but expensive and crappy. But then it came with this monochromatic screen, and it was a screen that it was the first computer where it came with like with a keyboard. The keyboard already had like a cassette tape player and a monochrome screen, and you had only one plug. So it was like the perfect gift for kids, even though the games were horrible. They were very bad ports of the Amiga games. Here you have a Sega Genesis, and the big cartridge that you see me put in, it's the virtual racing cartridge, so it looks big, so people can't really tell at first sight it's a Genesis cartridge. Here you have like Atari 2600, and that's the actual Amstrad CPC. And actually that's at some point you have close-ups of a keyboard in the Star Trek bed that you've seen. It's actually the Amstrad CPC keyboard because it's so colorful, it's very bright. It does kind of look like the ZX Spectrum anyway. Down below you have an Amiga from behind. An Amiga to me is one of the best computers ever made. And here I think is an upside down either Atari Jaguar or Sega CD. I don't really remember. If I told you these bad Michael Jackson jackets were 60 quid, you wouldn't believe me, but they were. Same for this neon wire that you've seen, like the blue one. It's actually 20 quid a piece of 1 meter, and I bought 3, so I spent like 60 quid just on cable. Just for like, what, 2 shots, 1 minute of film. The costume, maybe some of you have recognized, it's a spray-painted Iron Man helmet that I just disassembled. And down under I have like the Mass Effect jacket, and on top of that I have like my brother's paintball gears, which are basically just motorbike, motocross kind of protections, but he's spray painted them. And the logo that's on the chest, like it looks like an original logo, but it actually originally was like the Decepticon logo, and so I was like, no, I can't have the Decepticon logo, so I just like joined like a few of the shades, and it did that kind of symbol. So there you go. So do you guys have any questions, be it like, I guess, on video game production, video game reviewing? Do you want to get any tips on how to get to Gamescom as press, for example? It's very easy. I don't know. Any questions, guys?